Okay, so let's talk about the Batman. Matt Reeves as Batman, I think, is the best Batman on screen. Definitely the best live action we've gotten from Robert Pattinson. And it's safe to say that I think he has solidified himself as the Batman. And I am definitely here for all of the fights and stuff that are about to break out between people choosing who is the best. But look at it at a perspective of, does he hit all the qualifications that we know of Batman? Detective, like somber darkness, and then also like best fighter, because let's face it, Christopher Nolan's action scenes in the Batman movies, iffy. And let's not talk about Ben Affleck, because I feel like it's kind of unfair to judge his Batman, so I'm not putting him into this mix, but I do believe he could have been a great Batman if given the chance. But I think Robert Pattinson really dives deep into all of the elements that make Batman great, and this is why this film is so amazing. So let's talk about this movie and its ending and what it means for future installments. And yes, I'm recording on my phone still. So pretty much by this movie's standards, I think we could say it's a thrill, sort of cat and mouse detective movie, and pretty much the Riddler stringing us along. But along the way, we're also learning about just how like deep the crime runs in Gotham, and exactly how hard is it going to be for Batman to even be able to like unravel everything. This is only his second year, as we see in the movie. And if you've read the prequel comic, all of that, you know that he was trained by Alfred as well. So pretty much this is a freshly Batman that's out there trying to do good. And I think the action scenes work really well to show just how like much of a jobber type fighter he is. Like he's just getting started, right? So pretty much everything just starts to go like off the rails at the beginning of the movie. We see the mayor get killed by the Riddler, and it's sort of a big plot about the mayor and all of the criminal under like organization that's going deep into Gotham with the police department, the DEA. Everybody's involved here with the mob, and pretty much the mob controls Gotham. That is the true mayor, as they put it at a point. So with the help of Selena Kyle and Jim Gordon, we see that Batman is able to uncover the truth of everything that's been happening, even something connecting his father to Falcone, who is the primary like boss and the one who's controlling everything. And it is pretty much assumed that he is the one who was the one that got his parents murdered that night, due to them owing him a favor, him acting on that favor by killing a journalist that was going to uncover truths about the Waynes as well as Arkham's. And Wayne was like, you know what, I need some help, Falcone, get this guy out of here, but don't kill him, you know. And Falcone's like, I had to kill him. So Wayne was going to go to the police apparently with this information, and Falcone was like, nope. And he pretty much is assumed to be the one who killed the Waynes here, but we'll get to that in a sequel probably a little bit more. So pretty much what we see happening next is the Riddler's next phase of the plan. He's been able to sort of get Batman stringing along to get the DA, the mayor, the commissioner at the time, as well as Falcone out into the public. Everybody knows what happened, and they're all dead now. So pretty much Riddler's next part of the plan was getting caught as well, and he was going to flood the whole city by exploding the seawalls, which he does, and then ultimately have the new mayor killed by his devout followers, like an online presence that he has, which is very eerie to a lot of things we see in our world today. But we'll definitely make another video talking about the Batman and the parallels to our world as well, because there's a lot to talk about. And I feel like a lot of people are going to be mad about a certain Selena line that's given. We'll talk about that line at a point, but I don't see anything wrong with this movie, honestly, with what it's saying. So pretty much after Batman and Gordon and Catwoman are able to thwart this plan and get everybody to safety, even though the city is now flooded, we pretty much have a Riddler who has gone bonkers now because his plan has gone to shit, and now he's stuck in Arkham. But that might be just the silver lining he needed, because he finds a friend, a bunk friend in the Joker, who is played by Barry Keoghan, who we have been hearing some rumors that he was going to be playing the Joker, but it looks like those rumors are true, and we get a little bit about him there, but not really a full story, as we only see part of him. It's all shadow, but you kind of get the gist that this is the Joker with the grotesqueness in his face, as well as a laugh at the end. So pretty much they are going to devise a new plan. What is this plan? We'll talk about that in a sequel video tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But I do believe that there is going to be a ton of story here to tell. As I said, this is Batman only in his second year, and look at everything that's happened. We do see the rise of the Penguin as well throughout this movie, and I think that's something that's interesting to see. I thought that the show Gotham did a great job with that, yet, but I think that this movie really does it very well. And it's crazy to think that this movie takes place in the span of a week, and everything that has happened, I think, has changed Gotham forever. I think after the Riddler, we see a lot more of the villains from the Batman universe rise up as they see that this guy was able to go toe-to-toe with Batman, and it sort of kind of inspires them, because Riddler himself has said that he was inspired by Batman of sorts, and that he wanted to team up with him to uncover the truth. So he feels like he's sort of a hero in a way, which, if you kind of think about it, he did uncover all of this truth that Gotham was trying to cover up, but it turns out he went about it the wrong way towards the end for real, when everybody was about to like pretty much die in the city in his sort of cleansing, if you will. So I thought that there was an interesting plot as well for this movie. I think that the whole thrill of the detectives trying to figure out what exactly is going on, all of the clues, all of the stories interlaced well as well. I think that Bruce and Selina Kyle's relationship really blossomed well as well here, and it didn't feel forced. Like, it felt like it was going to happen because they were going to cross paths, like, no doubt about that. So I really am excited with what Matt Reeves was able to develop here. As I said, the Riddler pretty much uncovered more truths, I think, towards the Waynes and Arkham family as well, that we'll probably see be developed in future sequels. I think with Court of Owls as well is something that we saw a little bit here, as well as Hush, which I'm going to talk about in the sequels video, so stay tuned for that. But pretty much by the end of it, Falcone gets killed and everybody is like done with the corruptness going on. So it's like a clean slate for Gotham to start over, but as Bruce puts it, it's a clean slate for new criminal organizations to try and take over, such as the Penguin. Even Maroni could be one. So we'll definitely see a lot of a power struggle to who is going to control Gotham now that the corrupt police and Falcone are pretty much gone. But it'll be interesting, like I said. But let me know your thoughts and opinions about the movie itself and its ending. Do you enjoy this ending, or do you feel like it was a little bit like, I know some people are kind of talking about the third act being a little different, like a lot different from the rest of the movie, so it kind of feels like it was just shoehorned in there. I don't think so. I think if you really like look at the movie, it's sort of crescendoing into this big and bigger movie, and I think that that's exactly what it does by the end of it. I do like the aspect that at the beginning most people weren't really with Batman, and then towards the end everybody was sort of like, yeah, this guy's trying to do a lot of good here. And I think even he puts it good that he's trying to do good, but he can see how he did bad as well, because of what Riddler told him about him sort of being an inspiration for what he is and what he's become. And I think that's something that sort of has been explored in his mythos a lot, is that a lot of his villains only came out to be because of him. Like, you had the petty crime here and there in Gotham, but then you start to get to the super villain types that were trying to go toe-to-toe with him and just continue to add more to the chaos that was already Gotham. So I think it's going to be interesting for Matt Reeves to explore that in future movies. How many sequels will we get? Who knows? But hopefully it's enough to really get to the ground of everything. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on it down below. As always, that's going to do it for me. I'll see all of you next time. Make sure you subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell. I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe. Stay positive.